Hey guys, I'm Jake Palat, and recently I got a request for how to do a front flip on a wakeboard. This is a trick that I've never been super comfortable with, but I figured might as well take this opportunity to try to get a little more comfortable with it myself and hopefully find some tips in the process to help you guys learn this too. So what is a front flip? A front flip is an end over end flip on a wakeboard, nose over tail. It's almost like a cartwheel. So you'll come into the wake Heelside, load up the tail of the board, and then initiate a side flip basically, and ride away with the same foot forward. So it's a straight flip, but more of a cartwheel than a front flip or a back flip. So initially my thought went to one wake. It's the way that I recommend people learn almost every flip, but I found this to be pretty difficult actually for the front flip, for the reason of the way that you initiate a front flip is by loading up the line and getting a big snap off of the wake. And at a slow speed, it was a lot harder to get that snap off of the wake. With that said, it was a great opportunity to take a slam on my side and be okay. So if this front flip is a completely foreign initiation to you, I do recommend give it a couple tries one wake. That way, as you figure out the rotation of the flip, you're not taking as hard fails. For this, I would say somewhere between 18 and 20 miles an hour, as slow as you can go to get a clean wake, and then start pretty narrow. Just cut out a few feet and really think about trying to load the line up all the way through the wake, and then loading up the tail of the board as you go up to give you that rebound into the flip. So a short approach gives you the ability to really lean and load the line up, and then pushing down on the tail and initiating it over the nose of your board. It helps me to look for a center spot that I'm kind of flipping around. Because it is a cartwheel type of flip, you can actually hold on to one spot the whole entire time that you're flipping. So for me, that spot is kind of right around the tower of the boat. I try to watch that on the takeoff, and then the whole way around, I'm watching that as my home point. Keeping your eyes locked on that spot out in front keeps your flip straight and your rotation the way it needs to be, end over end. So, like I said, I found it really difficult to do this front flip one wake because I wasn't able to load up the wake as much as I felt like I needed to. So I went ahead, sped the boat up to my normal speed and rope length, and then warmed up with a couple short approach wake jumps. So I'm cutting out maybe about 2/3 of the width that I typically would, really thinking about progressive edge and loading the tail of the board up and through the wake. What this does is it simulates the takeoff of the front flip, and you'll really feel the snap that you get off of the wake. Should be a little more aggressive than your typical balanced wake jump. From there, it's time to just go ahead and do the front flip. So cut out to that little bit shorter width, start your edge slow, and really think about building it all the way through the wake. As you're taking off, you want to really feel yourself loading through the tail of the board, and keeping that handle still is a big key here. If you're moving the handle around, your line tension disappears, but your line tension is what you're using to initiate that flip. So it's the combination of leaving off of the tail and maintaining a lot of tension on the line that gives you the snap to bring the flip around. One tip, if you can keep two hands on the handle, you're probably going to be able to manage that line tension a little bit better and keep the handle more still. So what I try to think about on the takeoff is as I load the tail of the board up and I feel it want to release, I'm lifting my left shoulder above my right, and I'm watching that point on the boat. That's going to take your snap that you're getting off the wake and initiate the flip into that cartwheel motion, the end over end motion. The nice thing about a front flip is if you've held that spot with your eyes the whole entire time, you'll know exactly where you are in the air as you're coming around. So you're able to fully spot your landing and land in a strong position, leaning on the line and heading out away from the boat again. Major keys on this are a short approach lets you load the line up more through the takeoff. Take your back shoulder and try to rise it over your front shoulder to initiate the rotation. Hold that spot all the way through and try to keep that handle nice and still. The more you keep that handle still, the more your line tension is going to stay the same, and the easier you'll be able to get the flip around. Like I said, this trick is pretty funky. It's different from most other flips on a wakeboard, and it's definitely one of the ones that I am least experienced with. So it was a ton of fun to go play with it a little bit, and there are a lot of variations you can do. You can grab it cool ways, you can do front to blinds, front to fakies. It really does open a lot of doors. For me, it's one of the trickier ones, but I hope you found this video helpful on breaking it down. These are just the things that kind of helped me understand it a little better. So I hope it's helpful to you as well. If you found this helpful, make sure you subscribe to follow along for more videos. Thanks for watching.